Hello, welcome to Modernizing Old Hymns, Episode 3. Last time we looked at some easy ways of working the melody in with your instrument by just doing some finger picking. This time we're going to do it with strumming. We're trying to get it in as many strings as possible. Again, like last time, to keep this easy, to start easily, I'm going to use an open G tuning. I'll go through that again quickly in case you need to tune with the guitar, but normally your lowest string is on E. Tune that down to a D. Normally the fifth string is on A, down to a G. The next three strings are the same: D, G, and B. The first string is usually on E, but tune that down to a D. Okay, and now we've got our open G chord. I didn't have to use this hand at all. And we'll just play the melody with one finger. Okay, again, there's two ways of playing the melody on the guitar. Instruments with fewer strings, you usually have to play the melody higher up on the first string. That's what we'll start with. It starts on a B. Just get the melody memorized and try to find where it sounds like it's right. Okay, and it helps if you get it memorized. And it should sound like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to strum up to the melody note. We're going to start with the lowest note and end with the melody on the highest note. That when you get started, I know you want to try to get a good crisp chord. And if you work on it too, you can emphasize that melody note. Get it. Don't let the other strings overpower the melody note. Okay, so let's try it, starting at the bottom and up to the melody note. Try to get use the chord for the rhythm. Again, you have the option on those eighth notes. Some of the eighth notes come in on an offbeat. You can just play them by themselves. It starts on the third line. Playing it like that to keep your right hand on that chord like a metronome. Okay, now we can make this easier and give it more of a beat at the same time. What we're going to do is we'll just strum every other beat. The melody will be going at this speed, but the strumming will be only half speed. And if that's too hard for you, you can see it was a little hard for me even, wasn't it? But if that's too hard for you, just strum once at the beginning of every measure to emphasize the first note at the measure, or that'll be on every fourth beat. So that's what that sounds like. Slower rhythm on the chord, but steady rhythm. Okay, now this is typically a pattern of playing you don't hear the organist play. It's a little more upbeat. It works well on a guitar, though. That's what I call the boom chick. Hit one note, and then the chord right after it. This way we're kind of double timing it, actually. Okay, the chord gets played on the offbeats. Here we go. Heard those eighth notes. A couple of those eighth notes were on the offbeat, the same time I would normally play the chord, but I didn't want the chord to overpower the melody, so I just played those eighth notes in place of the strumming. Okay, now if that's a little too slow for you, you can double strum. And there's more complicated strums that you can work in as well. I'm going to take this strum here. One note, strum down once and then twice. Now, you won't hear me play that all the time. It only shows up on the longer beats. Well, best thing probably to give you an example. The first few notes in that first line have got such a regular beat, you won't hear it there so much, but the beat will still be in the back of your head somewhere, hopefully in the listener's head as well too. When I play like this, I like to give myself an intro. Get that rhythm in the back of people's heads. Here we start. Here's a longer note. Okay, now we'll go to the second way, across the first 4 frets of the neck. I know that playing on one chord here sounds pretty mellow, but keep it up, keep it in your repertoire, and when Christmas comes around, everybody will go, oh, that's so beautiful. Somehow Christmas holds on to these more ancient ways of making music. But, okay, across the strings and the first 4 frets of the guitar. Get that melody memorized if you can. I'll try to angle this. Maybe you can see better what I'm doing here. I'm starting on the 2nd string, on the B. Open 1st string there. On the 3rd string. Now we go all the way down to the 4th string. Okay, let's go through the same routine that we did on the 1st string. With the 4th string, it's going to be a little trickier this time, because the melody, we can't play all 6 strings all of the time. The melody to start with is on the 2nd string. So we want to end on the 2nd string, not on this one. That doesn't sound like the melody, right? Now, a couple notes on how to pick this. Some people like to start with the finger first and then either go down with your finger again or go down with your thumb. But the thing is, your hand is going like that metronome, right? Or you can start with the thumb and come up with the finger. Either way, get that metronome effect. I like to use the pick. And a discipline I learned with the pick was stop on the note you're not playing. So when I start with that B, you're going to see my pick touch that 1st string, but I'm not actually playing it. I'm actually keeping it from playing, which helps to bring out the melody. That's something you can practice at home. You don't have to do everything I tell you. You know, just do what you want. But let's go up to the 5th string to start on that melody. Now this time, only up to the 3rd string. Back to the 5th again, and all the way up to the 6th this time, because that's where the melody is. Down to the 2nd string again. 3rd string, nope, make that 2nd string. Now here the melody is all the way down on the 4th string, so we're only playing 3 strings. On the 3rd string there. Melody should have ended on that open 3rd string on the G. And again, you have the option on those 8th notes that are on the off beat to play them by themselves. Okay. Now, what else did we do last time? Oh, make it easier. Give it more of a rhythm by just strumming every other beat. and every fourth beat again. Now, this time with the boom chick. Usually if somebody asks me to play a hymn and I don't have a whole lot of time to practice, I usually use the up to the melody note. The boom chick again, it might sound a little strange in a worship setting, but it really is nice because it plays the melody note loud and clear. And then you get the full chord behind it, and there's some beautiful chords in the old Lutheran hymnal. So yeah, I like to use it, at least on the more lively songs. Again, you can double time that strumming. Or let's work in that more complicated strumming again. Give that an intro. If you like playing the melody with just one finger here too, let me give you a little pointer. Don't always pick your finger up. This isn't a real good example for a song that does this, but I'm going to, when I play that note, I'm not going to pick it up this time. I'm going to leave it there. What you're doing there is, by leaving that down, you're adding a little piece of the D chord, which also works in the key of G. The D chord kind of goes together. Something you can experiment with at home. I'm sure there's better songs that you can find that'll work in. And also, if you like this open G tuning, some of the people who like this too, and they have lessons up on YouTube that you can watch, they say, and if you want to simplify a little more, just get rid of that 6th string altogether. Take it off and play a 5-string guitar. As long as we're talking simple here, why not play an instrument with just 4 strings on it? Or even just 3 strings. There are some wonderful instruments out there with fewer strings. So next time, I hope to get a look at some of those. Thank you for watching.